Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, look where I am. Psychic Bob's back home. For those of you who say, well, Bob, aren't you always at home? Well, you haven't been watching. This last week I was at my mom's house and been filming from there, and we had a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen last week's videos, definitely check it out, okay? Well, anyways, I came home today and now I'm back home. It's Tuesday. And you know that means time for messages from the spirit world. But before we get into all that, I thought I'd show you some really cool stuff. I'm sitting here looking at my chain. Now, some of you are going to say, well, Bob, it's just a chain with a pentacle. Well, this was a chain. I love this chain. My mom bought this chain for me, last year. And I thought that I had ruined it because, I should know to trust my own instincts as a psychic. And this is a lesson for all y'all, okay? If you have a feeling about something, trust it. And I have to tell you as a psychic, and many of you are psychics now, many times we as psychics, we can see everything for everybody else, but we never see for ourselves. And people are sometimes surprised. They say, Bob, you don't get readings for yourself? Like you don't see anything? I said, generally I don't. But when I do, once in a while I will. And if I don't listen, I always pay a price. Well, I had this beautiful silver chain. It's a snake chain, sterling silver. It's kind of hard to see here. Anyways, you guys can see. You know what this chain is. And I went to a store it was actually CVS of all places. Oh, don't even get me started. And I said, do you carry jewelry cleaner? Well, the first person I asked at CVS is like, what? What's that? I said, silver cleaner. And they say, like I said, jewelry, silver jewelry, or just silver cleaner. You can also buy silver cleaner, like you clean silver trays with. That'll work on jewelry as well. And they didn't know what I was talking about. They'd never heard of silver cleaner or jewelry cleaner. I thought, this is a bad sign. Well, then another person come, and I said, I need to find the jewelry cleaner. I can't find it. Well, for some reason, they put the jewelry cleaner over in this weird part of the store. It had no connection to any of the products. But anyways, so they pull off the shelf a thing and they said, oh, this is good. So I'm reading, it says gold cleaner, diamond cleaner. Well, I said, well, that sounds good. It's silver, but I'm sure it's all the same, right? No. Lesson for those of you who are into jewelry. Well, he handed me, I said, well, this doesn't say it all on a silver. It says good for gold and, stones. And I said, but it does not say silver. And the guy goes, oh, it'll clean silver. I thought, okay, I'll buy it. Well, when I put my chain down in the cleaner, it turned it literally black. And I tried to clean it and wash it off, and it was ruined. I thought the chain is ruined. Well, luckily, while I was down at my mom's, I showed it to her. And she says, oh, I have some silver cleaner. So she got me some good silver cleaner. And I got my chain repaired. And now it's back, and I'm wearing it. Isn't that great? So I got my silver chain all sparkly again and wearing my pinnacle. So anyways, that's a big deal for me because I love my jewelry. Well, anyway, some of y'all also wrote and you said, Psychic Bob, last week when you went down to your mom's, you went to Walmart. Did you buy anything at Walmart? And you know what? I didn't show you guys what I bought. Yes, I did buy something. I just pulled it out of my suitcase since I got home. Look what I got at Walmart last week. Is that cool or what? It's a giant sparkly silver star. You guys have been following my channel the last few weeks. You know that I'm collecting giant silver stars. I got a bunch of them. But this is my newest one in my collection. And I think it's really magical looking. Isn't that cool? Look how it's all woven. It's made out of metal. And then it's silver, like color metal, and it's covered in glitter. I think it's a lot of fun. It just sparkles. So, I got my magic star. I'll probably put it back here on the wall. Or I don't know where I got a lot of stars, as you know. But anyways, this is my latest in my silver stars collection. And I love it. I'm so glad you guys are here. Well, thank you for being with me this last week. And I also want to say, give a big shout out to all of our new subscribers. We've had a big number of new subscribers. A lot of you have been coming to visit me. You saw me on the Kelly Coffee Show, or Kelly and the Raw, the Naked Truth with Kelly Coffee last week. And I had such a good time being on her program. And anyways, I want to welcome you. Welcome to Spirit Channel. Now, for those of you who are new, a lot of y'all here, you've been regulars, but every Tuesday we do messages from the spirit world. And this is where I just gather a bunch of letters that Spirit tells me to pick up, and I start doing readings for people. So these are free little psychic readings. Now these are just mini readings. And for those of you who may not know, I am a full-time professional psychic. And so if you want to get on my schedule for a full private reading, now I do charge for private readings, but my private readings are an hour long and we cover everything. And those of you who've had readings with me, you can testify. I cover past, present, future. We cover spirit guides. We cover life themes. We cover karmic connections. We cover, you know, so many things. Messages from the guides, messages from loved ones. And I answer all your questions. So I do cover a lot in the reading. And I try to give a lot for the money. So I hope that, you know, if you're somebody who's had a reading with me and you've enjoyed it, definitely put that in the box below so other people understand. But today's video is messages from the spirit world. And just to clarify, I'm getting questions still from people saying, how much does it cost? $0. It's free to be on messages from the spirit world. Now, let me caveat that with saying, I do get hundreds and hundreds of letters a week, so I'm not right now able to personally do a reading for every single person that writes. So I ask your patience and your understanding. I try to get back to as many people as I can, but if I don't get your letter, please don't hate me. Don't say, Bob hates me. I'm just overwhelmed, and I do the best I can. And as I said, in the new year, I'm looking to hire somebody to handle the mail so we can get more responses back to people more quickly. Because if I can have somebody type up stuff, a lot of you write letters, you just need a question, and I love to answer, but right now I just can't. Hopefully I'm going to get some help, and I can give my assistant the answers to the questions, and they can send it out to you. So we're going to work on that. But anyway, so we're going to answer some questions. So before we get into all that today, let's all take a moment. I want you guys just to settle down, just join with me, just center yourselves. Let's just close our eyes for a minute, and let's attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my spirit guide Fletcher back here. He says hello. All right, our first letter today is from Lynn the Alien. Hello, Lynn. She's a longtime viewer here. And Lynn writes, says, Dear Bob, I met this guy named Marlon at a spiritual retreat here in Kansas. He's a Libra and I'm a Virgo. I remember what you told me about waiting until December for a relationship in one of your readings, and I'm still standing by that. Marlon respects why I'm waiting. What do you see with us? Lynn, that's a wonderful question. Well, you know, hon, I have to tell you, when I step into your vibration, I'm getting beautiful, clear, soft blue and purple and pink light around you. And it's really nice as the colors are very light and the density is very clear. This means that you've really been doing a lot of inner work on yourself. And what you're really doing is you're preparing yourself now to receive love. Okay? That blue and purple light tells me that you've been working with your higher self. And the pink says that you're healing still emotionally, but you're getting closer and closer to relationship. It's interesting, when I step into Marlon's vibration around him, I also get a lot of clear pink light and also clear orange light. And this tells me that he's also been doing a lot of inner work. That orange light tells me that he has a really open heart. He's a very creative person. And I think he has a little bit of a natural channeling ability. That pink tells me that he's also ready for love. And I actually feel like this guy is worth taking the time to get to know. And I think it's good that you're taking it slow. And I think it's so wonderful that he's respecting your wishes on that front. You know, we're not far from December. And I have to tell you, as a psychic, I see December as a time where both of you are in harmony with each other. So I think he's worth waiting around for and getting to know. I do see in December beginning of a relationship for you guys. And I think the timing is right for each of you. And, you know, I know you've been worried about being hurt again, but he's been hurt too. And I have to tell you, he's not about to step on anybody's emotions or be disrespectful. I feel around him a real gentle energy. Like he's so excited about knowing you, but it's like he's trying to be, you know, patient because he knows you want him to be patient. So he's waiting. and he'll be there. And you just keep telling him, you know, as you're ready, you'll get closer to him. And I feel like he's going to wait. So I do feel December, both of you are ready to move forward. And I see good things around that. So that relationship, I say December will go forward. And I feel it will be a blessed and wonderful experience for both of you. Okay. Hope that helps. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Debbie Bailey. Hello, Debbie. Debbie writes, Dear Bob, how do we know what our life theme is? Also, do we have only one spirit guide or do we have many spirit guides? Hi, Debbie. Really good questions. You know, in terms of our life theme, first of all, let's define that for some of the new people here. A life theme is your life mission, what you come in to accomplish. And the way, you know, it's a good question. How do we know what our life theme is? Well, life themes generally are known by what our passion is. You may be somebody who's a passion for animals. You think, I want to work, you know, with helping rescue animals that are in abusive homes. I want to, you know, heal animals. I want to be, you know, connected to animals. So, you know, if you had like a passion like that, animal rescue or what we call a rescuer theme or a healer theme, those might be your life themes. So there are a number of life themes. In fact, I'm going to put out, I think, a whole video. This would be a really good subject about all the different life themes. The truth is there are an unlimited number of life themes, but I have it down to about 30 categories that are kind of major life themes, and then there are more beyond that. But really the number is unlimited. But one of the things is you want to look at what your passion is, what keeps reappearing in your life. You know, sometimes our life theme is staring us right in the face, and a lot of times we don't see it. Now, for example, let me use my own life. One of my life themes is a psychic life theme. No surprise, here I am as psychic, right? But you know what the thing is with a life theme? A lot of times we know it, and we get down here, and we don't want to know it. It's almost like we ignore it. I've known all my life I've been psychic. Since I was a child, I had psychic visions. I would know when people were going to die. But I was kind of afraid of it, so I kept pushing it off, pushing it off. But every time that energy would enter into my life, a psychic vibe or a psychic event, I would find myself being drawn into it and at the forefront of it. And eventually I ended up in the spiritualist church, and my own teacher, who was a psychic, said, you have a psychic life theme. This is your calling. And when she told me my calling, like my soul, I said, oh my God, I know it. I know it. But the other side was like, I don't want to know it. Don't tell me that. I don't want to be a psychic. You know, at that time, I was interested in psychic work, but I viewed it as a hobby. It's like, oh, I'll do readings at the spiritualist church on Sunday. But see, the spirit really was calling me to devote my whole life to it. And a lot of times our life theme, we know what it is, but we either get in denial of it or we fight it. And I see this sometimes as a psychic. People come to me, and when I tell them what their life theme is, they freak out on me. They're like, oh God, don't tell me. I know you're right, and I don't want to know it. And you know what? That's, you know, how do we know it? Because really we already know it within. You know, if you're confused about your life, then that's why, you know, I think psychic reading is very important. I always tell people, you know, people say to me, how do you help people? I said, well, once I help people understand their life theme, that gives them the power to move in a way that will bring success. See, because if you honor your life theme, you will always have success. People say to me, Bob, how did you become a successful psychic? There are a lot of psychics, but they never were able to make it full time and have the, you know, the success like you've had. And I'm not saying I'm successful in a bragging way. It's just the facts. I don't ever have to work a day job because I have so much psychic work. And I'm thankful for that. But the reason why I have that is that I know my life theme and I've chosen to work with it. So like you can have a number of life themes. Like I also have a secondary life theme, which is communicator. And as a communicator life theme, I have to do work where I'm teaching, expressing ideas, sharing thoughts. You know, if I were stuck in like a back cubicle somewhere, just crunching numbers on an accounting, you know, program, I'd never be happy. Yeah, I could do it. I'd probably get paid and be okay. but my life theme of communicator would not be honored. So look at what you feel a passion to and what you feel drawn to. That's one of the ways you can know your life theme. And a good psychic can help see that, because people carry their life themes in their aura. So like around me, a lot of psychics, when they read for me, they said, oh my God, you got like a lot of blue and a lot of purple. Well, blue is a communicator color. That means you get communication power. Purple is the psychic power color. It means connection with the spirit world, the psychic realm. So no surprise when I see a psychic, they say to me, oh my God, you got blues and purples. You must be a communicator and connected to the spirit world. And I say, you're right on. So our aura also shows us our life theme, okay? There are a number of life themes. Like you could have a psychic life theme. I'll just give you some of the main life themes I see. Psychic life theme, communicator life theme, adventurer life theme, okay? Victim life theme, rescuer life theme, leader life theme, spirituality life theme. Okay, these are just some of the life themes. There are so many, but I'm going to probably have to do a whole video on that. So if you want to know what your life theme is, study your own life, and you'll see recurring events or situations repeat over and over and over. Okay. For example, like if you had a healer life theme, that's a theme. All your life you'd have people coming to you needing healing, whether physical or emotional, or you'd be drawn to the sciences. Like you'd be fascinated with how bodies work and how you could repair them. You'd be fascinated with fixing things. Healer life themes are always seeking to understand the workings of things and repair them and make them perfect. Like people with healer life themes, like healer doesn't always just have to be that you heal people's bodies. It could be healing cars. For example, I had somebody come for a reading once, and he said, since I was a kid, he said, I've been fascinated with junk in cars. He said, I'd go to junkyards and I would get car parts, and like he said, I'd rebuild carburetors and engines. And he said, I don't know why, but I just had an obsession, and now he collects cars. And he eventually went on and became a car mechanic and started his own garage and did really quite well with it. And that's because he said to me, he said, well, what is my life theme? He says, is the car mechanic a life theme? I said, well, actually, that would fall under the healer. I said, you heal people's cars. And interestingly, I said to him, I said, what's interesting is when people bring a car to you, I said, many times there's a symbol in the car that's also connected to their life. He said, that is so interesting. He said, I had a lady come in the other day, and he said, the exhaust system in her car wasn't working. She's getting fumes in the car, and it's all messy. She's coughing and choking. Well, interestingly, all of her life, she had an asthmatic condition that had never really been dealt with. And when the car exhaust started acting up, that made her have to go to the doctor because her breathing got worse and worse. And the doctor told the lady, you have a serious asthma condition. It's never been diagnosed. So it's kind of interesting because like that guy, though he was a healer, he helped heal her body because it's like the car condition stimulated growth in the whole situation around the client. So anyways, that's one example of how we can know our life themes. But I think we'll do a whole video on that. So I think that's a great question. Thank you for writing. Oh, yeah, let me answer your other one. Sorry, I'm on a tangent here. You said also, do we have one spirit guide or many? That's a very good question. The truth is we actually have many spirit guides. The average person has about 30 or 40 guides. Now we have what's called an inner band of guides, which is usually about 5 to 10 guides. And these are the immediate guides who work with us every day, and they work with us on, you know, protection, keeping us on our focus for our mission, all of that. And then we have an outer band of guides, which can be like 20 or 30 or more. And the outer band are kind of people who just lend their power to our journey. And occasionally, if we need an expert in a certain area, somebody from the outer realm who we don't normally work with might come in to work with us. Like, so for example, like I'm a psychic right now. I work predominantly in clairvoyance and clairaudience. But let's, you know, like for example, when I started to do trance work, a guide came in from my outer realm, and worked with me in trance. And he worked with Fletcher and helped bring Rose in. And so temporarily there was a different guide that I normally work with who was in from my outer ring. And sometimes they go back and forth. So we have many guides. Now, people say, well, I thought Fletcher was your spirit guide. Yes. Let me just clarify. Within our immediate circle, our inner circle of guides, generally we have 1 or 2 guides who predominantly guide us. So you do have generally 1 or 2, generally no more than that, who are your close guides. And then beyond that, you have your other inner circle guides who are, occasionally helping. So like in my example, Fletcher is my main spirit guide, but Rose also is now part of my inner circle and works with me. And then also, many of you know I channel Alfred as well. And Alfred is newly part of my inner circle, but it's predominantly Fletcher who I work with, okay? So that's a good question. Yes, we have many spirit guides. Everybody has multiple. Now, in a private reading, a lot of times I'll get a number of your guides. I generally can't get all 40, 50 guides of every person. That'd be like 6-hour reading. But, I get the ones that are most immediate for you and that are working with you, okay? So, Debbie, I hope that answers your questions. Great questions. Thanks for writing. Keep watching. We'll have more about the life themes coming up soon. All right, our next letter, Nigella for me. Hi, Nigella. She's a longtime viewer here. You've been with me probably close to 10 years, I think. And she writes, Bob, do you ever see me owning my own home? And if so, how will it happen? I dream of owning my own home, but I feel I could never afford it in my current financial situation. Thank you for all that you do. It is greatly appreciated. Hi, Nigella. To answer your questions, yes, I do see you owning a home. Now, it's not going to be right now, but it's about 2 years out yet here. You have around you copper, light, and silver, which tells me there's some increase coming that's going to give you a future stability here. And you say, how am I going to do that? Well, you're at a crossover point where you're really stepping into your psychic power. And, I know you're very much a mystical person, a Wiccan practitioner. And, what I see is I'm seeing you develop a psychic business and a healing business. And I feel like more and more people are going to be coming to you seeking out readings and healings. And I want you to be open to that because I feel like financially the money around you comes through your own effort. I don't actually see you going and getting a job like working at a corporation, but I do feel like it's a grassroots business that you build that's going to open some doors for you. Interestingly, it'll be about a year from now, but I see a man coming to you. He's connected to the mortgage industry. He may actually be coming for a reading, but I feel like, if you meet somebody around that time, it's literally about this time next year, who's from a mortgage industry, I want you to talk to them about your situation because I feel like you'll say, I think I can work a deal. We could get you qualified. And so I do see somebody entering your life that will be connected to the mortgage industry, and interestingly, they're coming to you for spiritual help. So I want you to really be open to drawing people to you and being of service to the community because I do see you building a business, doing readings and healing work that's going to be very profound, okay? And this will bring you financial growth and the connections to be able to get somebody to help you get a mortgage. So it's going to be about 2 years till you've got the house, but I do see it around you. So please remember that, okay? Hope that helps. Thank you for writing. Blessings. All right, our next letter is from David Ross. Hi, David. David says, Dear Bob, love your videos. Thank you. That's so nice of you. He writes, are you going to do more Christmas videos? I wanted to message you on Twitter, but couldn't find the option. David, really good questions. Thank you, first of all, for your support for my work. As far as Christmas videos, yes, every year I put out videos for Yule and Christmas. I celebrate them both. To me, it's all one, really. The Christians stole Christmas, created Christmas from Yule, really. That's the truth. But they're interlinked, and I find value in each of them. So yes, we will be having videos about that. I will be doing videos explaining the energy of the season, how to work with that. So we'll be having that in December. Absolutely. And then you said, I wanted to message you on Twitter, but couldn't find the option. Well, let me give you some updates here. And this is not just for Dave, but for really all of you. I'm in the process of doing a major overhaul here in terms of my social media. So I will be continuing on YouTube, but I am going to be expanding, and I will be activating Twitter. I do have a Twitter account, but it's gone dormant because I've let it slide. So I need to get into that. I'm working with people to reopen that. I had a good Twitter following at one point. After my harassment started, the stalking, I had to close down a lot of my accounts. Anyways, that's a whole different story. But to answer your question, I'm going to be doing a lot more in social media. So we'll be having YouTube. I'll be back on Twitter. And little hint, and this is not the official announcement yet, but I'm going to soon be on Patreon. And for those of you who watch me on Kelly Coffee Show, I gave a little hint about that. And so we'll be having more about that. So you might want to explore Patreon, because Psychic Bob's going to be over there soon as well. So I'll be having a lot of announcements here over the next probably 2 months. Hopefully in December we'll have Patreon up and running. And definitely by the new year we're going to be launching a lot more social media activity. I'm also over on Instagram. And so I'll be having more on that. I've let that slide. So there's a lot of stuff in the works. But to answer your question, yes, more videos, and yes, more social media. And I will let all of you know where that is. And you too, David, okay? Thank you for writing. Good questions. All right, our next letter, Kristin Aldridge. Hello, Kristin. Kristin says, thanks, Bob, for your horoscope videos. I'm a Sagittarius, and I've been fatigued lately. I was just telling myself recently that maybe more exercise is the answer. I should be swimming. Swimming is healing and meditative. Hi, Kristin. Well, thank you. Kristin's talking about my Sagittarius reading for horoscopes. And if you didn't see, by the way, yesterday's video, I posted horoscopes for all 12 zodiac signs. And one of the themes that I was saying for Sagittarians this week is you want to focus on balancing the physical energy and pay attention to exercise and taking care of the body. So, Kristin, I'm so glad that that was helpful to you. In terms of you, definitely swimming, I think, would be very good for you. I have to tell you, when I step into your vibration, I get a little bit of gray light and a little bit of blue light. And I feel like you're more sensitive than a lot of people to the seasonal shift. I think you have a little bit of seasonal affective disorder. And if you don't know what that is, I want you to look that up. That's where people's bodies are sensitive to the light shifts. Like as we get into the winter months, at least in North America, our light decreases. And for some people, that really affects them in a negative way. And it slows down your metabolism. It slows down everything. You get depressed. You feel lethargic. And for some people, it really paralyzes them. I feel like you have a little bit of that going on. That seems to be affecting the fatigue. I do get a sleep imbalance around you as well. But actually, I get that sleep imbalance connected again to seasonal affective disorder. Okay, swimming would be good for you because swimming is curative. Water carries the energy of emotion, and when our emotions are overwhelmed, you know, it's good to submerge in water because water literally helps pull some of the excess out of us. So swimming would do 3 things, really. It physically would get you moving, okay, which would increase your metabolism. Also, water pulls excess emotion out of you, and it would be just fun to do it. So it'd help you on a lot of fronts, lift your mood and balance your body. So I encourage you to do that, okay? So there's my advice for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for writing. All right. I also have another letter, or actually it's not a letter, but occasionally when I'm reading through comments, I get a message for people. And today I'm getting a direct message for Michael Turek. Michael just said he liked my video. But Michael, I have to tell you, you didn't ask a question, but I'm getting messages here around you that I have to bring over. And it's interesting, Michael, I have to tell you, when I step into your frequency here, I'm getting like a column of bright silvery light come down on you. And what's interesting is this is not just a band in the aura, it's like literally a column of light. And this light is a channeling light. And I'm being told, my spirit guide Fletcher says, he said this is the light of his connection to the Pleiadians. And Michael, I feel like I want you to be watching here because it looks like you're entering into a time in your life where you're going to start to have a real strong psychic link with those out in the stars, the space people. And I do believe that you're a light worker, and I believe that this next few months for you, about the next 3 to 4 months, is going to be a kind of a pretty powerful time of that channeling connection opening. Well, it's already open actually, but getting stronger. And really, I want you to be open to receiving messages, particularly from the Pleiadians. I feel like they're working with you, and I get a bunch of them around you. You might even start seeing ships or receiving interlocutions, and it might be good for you to keep a notebook and write down the messages you receive. I feel like they're going to give you information not just for yourself, but for the world at large. So I think you're going to be a channel in the coming months for the Pleiadians. And so I just want to bring that to you. Hope that makes a little sense, but it came through when I was reading through your comment. I was like, oh, just hit me, and they showed it to me. So anyways, get ready. Exciting things happening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Joshua Bryan B. Hi, Joshua Bryan B. Joshua Bryan B. writes, it says, hello, Psychic Bob. Hi, Joshua. How do I step up to the next level of spirituality and life? I feel a bit stuck. I feel like I'm at the edge of something great, but can't seem to really break that barrier. Love and blessings to you. You know, Joshua, that's a wonderful question. You know, while I'm stepping into your frequency here, I am getting a lot of blue light and a lot of purple light around you. Definitely high frequency, so you're definitely working in the higher self. And it's interesting because one of the things that they show me around you is there's a lot of light here that looks almost like channeling, like kind of similar to Michael, the guy before you. But your light is more of a yellow and an orange that's kind of coming through you in like literally a beam of light. And it's crossing through that blue and that purple, which tells me that you're going to start receiving inspiration here. It's almost like you're developing something. I feel like they're channeling through you literally a few things. One is like a physical product that you're going to design. I feel like you have a connection with an Atlantean past, like Atlantean technology. And I see work around you using crystal grids. And I feel like you're going to also be a messenger that's going to bring over information connected to the Atlantean culture. So you're definitely going to be in a channeling place, very strong psychic place. And I feel like, you say, how do I have that breakthrough? I want you to literally be working on channeling now. There's a wonderful book I'll recommend for you. It's called Opening to Channel. It's by Sonia Roman, R-O-M-A-N, Opening to Channel. Look that up. And I feel like that's going to be a big help to help you get that power going, because I do feel that you're at the edge of something great. And I do think you also are a light worker. And so you're not here just to do a mundane job. I mean, nothing wrong with working 9 to 5, and a lot of us do. But I feel like in the coming years, the next year to 2 years for you, your work is going to be much more metaphysically oriented. And I do believe you have an entrepreneur energy as well as a channeling energy working around you. So you're going to start getting inspirations about developing products. I feel these will be spiritually based products to raise people's vibration and healing products. So be open to that, okay? So how do you break through? Every day I want you to sit and I want you to visualize orange and yellow light streaming through you. Be open to that channel and ask them to bring through the message and the images of what they want you to create. And I also get around you an Atlantean guide. The name sounds like Core, K-O-R, Core. He says, I'm Core. I keep hearing a voice saying, he says, I'm guiding him. And he says something about he's reconnecting you to your Atlantean past. So it's like as you go to the past, you'll see the future. So you might want to do some exploration on Atlantis as well. Okay, but daily meditation is the breakthrough. Many times we get so caught up in our life, our lives, our day-to-day living, that we forget to take time to listen. We're very much, all of us, and this is part of Western culture, very much about going out and doing. Got to go out and do the work. Got to go out and do this. But really, if we want to do the best work, we have to sometimes do no work and sit. So your work every day is to sit for 5 minutes at the exact same time, as much as you can. 5 minutes a day, and be open to that light, and then keep a notepad, and I want you to write down whatever you see. Do not judge it. You might get some crazy image. It looks like a crystal grid, and you're like, I don't know a thing about crystal grids. What is this craziness? Don't judge. Just create. Write it down, because they will continue to reveal to you, and you'll develop stuff, and you'll be like, oh my God. And I see it leading to success for you and financial growth as well. Okay? So yes, channeling can bring you things that will be here and now and practical. And in your case, it'll have a literal, tangible product development. And I do see messages coming through you as well connected to this information, this future technology. Hope that helps you. Thanks for writing. Oh my gosh, guys. Time is just crazy around here. I don't know where it goes. I could talk all day. But I hope this has been helpful for you today. And listen, if you want to be on Messages from the Spirit World, just put your question in the comment box below this video. And, I really appreciate you. And again, there's no charge for this. Absolutely free. Well, guys, listen. We'll be back here tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday. Wiccan Wednesday. We'll have some fun stuff on that. So definitely be here. We'll see you tomorrow for that. But anyways, just to let you know, Psychic Bob's home, safe and sound, having a great time. And I'm glad to be here with you guys. So listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. You want to help me out, like this, favorite it, share it with your friends. Hit subscribe, be part of our channel. We'd love you to be here. You guys are the best. I love you. Thank you for your best wishes for my mom and all your prayers for me as I've been traveling. You guys are the best. I love you. We'll see you here tomorrow for Wiccan Wednesday. And until then, may you always blessed be.